Well, greetings, friends and listeners and viewers to CHP Talks. We're here with a very special guest, and that is Harold Jonker, who is the captain of the Niagara Region component of the Truckers for Freedom, the convoy, the rally on Parliament Hill. And we're going to just talk about some of the things that have gone on in the last few days and what's coming in the future. So, Harold, thanks for joining us today. Your
No problem.
Your name, yeah, you've been out there you've been on the BBC, you've been on Sean Hannity, CTV. I think there's just been a lot of things that have been happening that aren't your normal day-to-day occurrences, because you run a trucking outfit down. Where's that trucking outfit located?
We've been located in Niagara Region for the last 10 years, roughly. My dad started it in Orangeville. We bought him out, and he's still involved a little bit, just keeping an eye on his boys and making sure his investment's still going good. But we've been amazingly blessed, and we can't say how thankful we are that the Lord has blessed us this way, and that we've actually had the opportunity to get involved with this. I signed up for the Niagara part of it 2 weeks ago, and Rod, I've had nonstop emails, phone calls, and it's blown up into the hugest thing I think that's happening in the world. I can't say enough how much the emotions have gone up and down. I'm not going to cry, but that's what you get in your heart. It's just unbelievable. The love, the hugs, the high fives. It's sad in a way when everybody's emailing you and saying you truck drivers are our last hope. And that hit me. When you start getting emails like that, you know this is the right thing to do. But sadly, we aren't the last hope. God is the last hope. Christ is our Savior. That's our hope. Yeah. And I'll be honest, the crowds on the bridges, and it's just been overwhelming. I said on the hill there, I got on the stage, kind of pushed my way in behind the PPC party leader, and said, no way is he going to be the only one that's saying that his party is the only one that's supporting this. And so I got on there. I had actually woken up at about 4:00 that morning, and I said, you know what, I should prepare a little speech just in case I get an opportunity to. And I got that opportunity. Wish I could have done it better, but at the end of the day, you're standing up in front of, Rod, I don't know if it was 10,000 people, 12,000, 30,000. And it was just, it's been a roller coaster. My lovely wife and I have been so busy, and I'm very thankful. She brought me home and said, you need to take a night off. And we actually had a family cottage booked up in Kingston. So the Lord's guiding this in ways that you just can't imagine. And yeah. I got to go back there today. I got an interview with Sean Hannity again. I got an interview with a reporter in Israel. I got an interview with the BBC in Scotland. This is going beyond what anybody could have imagined.
Yeah, nobody knew what this was going to be. I think even the first people that organized it had no idea the amount of support. And it just like a dam has burst. You know, when a dam bursts, you can't handle that overwhelming flood of water, right? And it takes a little trickle to get it going. Yeah. But sometimes that breaks through. Yeah, you told me that you had to go home to catch up with family business here as well, and you're heading back today to Ottawa. You still got a truck on the hill, and you had 11 trucks in the convoy, your own business. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's actually amazing. We actually have. I'll just explain a little bit here to you. I was actually the head convoy, truck at the head of the convoy from Fort Erie all the way in This convoy got broken up so because of how big it became. When I left Fort Erie on Thursday morning, I had no idea how many trucks were there behind me. And we pulled into each stop, it just grew. And the one in Hamilton, I couldn't even take my whole convoy off the highway into this truck stop because there was like the police from Hamilton called and said, Harold, where are you? I said, I'm about 10 minutes away. He goes, I'm gonna have to shut down this 4-lane bridge. Like there's 500 or more supporters on the bridge. I kid you not, Rod. I was driving on that bridge in my big truck. I have a cab over that we temporarily put on the road so I could actually drive a big truck instead of a pickup. And I was high-fiving people on that bridge. They were standing in that little median, and I was actually low-fiving them, and they were high-fiving me. It was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the amount of food, money people were trying to push on us, just Tim cards. It was just, it was overwhelming. The amount of hugs. Oh,
that's totally amazing. Totally amazing. You know, we had a support rally here in Smithers on Saturday up in northern BC. Some local truckers organized it, and it went around through Smithers, and then it went to Houston, BC, which is about an hour's drive away. And I was expecting to see 5 or 6, maybe 10 trucks and 25 or 30 cars. I don't know the final count, but it was hundreds. And it was when we started showing up, and then more people and more people and more people. I just couldn't believe it. But and then crowds in our little town of Smithers, crowds standing beside the road with signs and cheering and whatever. There's something happening here that the world has never seen, I think.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's actually unbelievable. And I'm losing my voice, not from yelling, but from just being on the phone nonstop and doing interviews. And I'm going to be finding some special medicine that you suggested and trying to save my voice. And because I need this voice. The Lord's blessed me with an opportunity to be a spokesman for him. And what I really am so thankful for is how many godly signs we're seeing. Like this is, I'm praying that this is an awakening that this country's needed for a long time. I would love to bring the abortion issue into the interviews, but at the end of the day, that's something that would just turn people away at this time. And so you got to be careful, but at the same time, I'm going to be working my best to represent the Lord and the prayer support that's been expressed in emails, in phone calls from strangers has been unbelievable. A friend of mine sent a picture of a chat, I guess from an interview I did, and I can't even remember if it was CP24. And the lady said on there, the best 7-minute interview I've ever seen. Harold Jonker for Prime Minister. I have been like, it's just crazy. I just can't wait to get back out there and keep working on getting this message out there. It's been overwhelming.
Yeah, Harold, I see behind you a great picture of your family. How many children do you have?
That is our family picture. About 2 years ago, there's actually one missing on there. The youngest was not born. The young one is on the picture. It's just he's sitting well in his mother's tummy. So there's 13 children that I've been blessed with. Got 3 boys. Wow. See, I'm getting so confused. I got 10 boys, 3 girls. And what I love to tell people is, people, they're shocked. I said, but it's the house it's full of love, right? And wouldn't trade it for a snowmobile or anything. It's just a blessing, and they're actually all helping me. My oldest daughter is actually taking notes for me today. She's going to be my secretary. She's taking over from my wife, Janice, and we've been blessed with the opportunity to work with the CHP I can't remember I ran 4 elections now, and just the training that I have received from Rod Taylor, from Dave Ryder, from Jim Enos, all that it has immensely helped me. I've been getting interviews in the CBC and whatever, and I've, they use have trained me to say, I'm recording this. So just so you know, I could compare notes later. And that is, I believe all this training has helped me to be able to do what I am these last few days. And I can't thank the Christian Heritage Party enough. And you know Dave Reiner, he called me and told me, don't you dare refuse anything that comes to you from any one of us. And the amount of support here in the Niagara region from the church community has been overwhelming. And the prayers going up in churches here has been a blessing. Our church itself prayed for the convoy, and I said to my wife, I was so wired and done that I said to her, I can't go to church this afternoon. I just got a crash, but she freaked out and said, you're coming with. And I said to her after, as we were just about to leave, I said, you know what, dear, if somebody comes up to me and starts wanting to disagree with what we're doing, I'm just going to tell them, talk to my wife, and I'm walking by, because I was just, the emotions were still so high, and thankfully nobody did. I think everybody realized that, hey, Harold's back this afternoon for church service, but even my friends, close friends that, normally talk to me and whatever, I think they understood that right. Harold just needs to go home. And I can't thank the people of Canada, how much this has meant to this. We're changing, I believe, the world.
Yeah. Well, this. Harold, one thing I really appreciated in one of your interviews, you were asked, because the left-wing media, and of course they're not all left-wing, but they've been looking for something wrong with this. They've been looking for problems. I guess there was some stuff draped on the Terry Fox's statue, and come on, compared to the tearing down of the statues of Johnny MacDonald and other things that have gone on in the past. This is that's pretty peaceful. We're sorry about the people standing on the tomb of the unknown soldier. I wish that hadn't happened. But when you have that many people, and there's no organizer that can make sure that not one person does one unsavory act. But what I really appreciated is what you said in the interview about keeping it peaceful. You and the other organizers and most, 99.99% of the truckers out there want this thing to be peaceful. You're there with a purpose, and you do want the attention of the government and of the Prime Minister, but you're not there to damage anything. You're there to restore freedom in this country, and so I thank you for taking that strong stand.
Yeah, I just want to share with you quickly on that. The crowds were huge, and there were so many people that were what we did is I every time I had an opportunity, even when we were doing the convoy, we sang "Oh Canada." And the one place I finally got a guy that had a mic with a huge speaker, and the one morning on Friday morning, and it's, I'm going to sing "Oh Canada," and I'm going to start with a word of prayer. And it's stuff like that. We know as organizers, this is what keeps it beautiful. And we had an MP, I don't know what her name was. She was walking through the crowd, and she was talking to some of the friends I have that are right at the front of Parliament. So I got one of my trucks is right at the front of the convoy, parked in front of the Parliament building. So I've been hanging out there whenever I could. And somebody said an MP walked by, and she said to them that never in the history of a protest of this magnitude has it not broken out into chaos yet. Mm-hmm. So they know that the MPs are seeing this. So the left wing, whatever you want to call them, activists, they're all, you can tell they're trying to break this thing apart, but they know they can't. And I just want to say, like, the police have been unbelievable. They know and understand that there's people that are going to try to ruin this. And what the people don't realize is we have police that are working right now, part of our convoy, and
Yeah.
they're throughout the crowd as well. And so, but yeah, nothing's happened. The only thing I would say is last night that the guys from BC and Quebec, they started running the back streets and had a little bit of steam blown off, but it was beautifully done in a way. It was chaos, but at the end of the day, it served a purpose. It got them settled down. Hopefully, by the time I get up there today, the leaders of the convoy have had an opportunity to get settled in, get their stuff all organized, and we can start organizing everything in a proper way. I mean, it was not a protest in Ottawa more than it was a party with Canadians. And when you see people carrying a flag, you know they're peaceful, right? Like, it was bringing tears to my eyes when I walked back up there trying to get to the trucks, and I couldn't get through the crowd. It was unbelievable, and I'm 2 kilometers away from the trucks yet.
I've heard that over and over from people across the country, people standing on the overpasses and beside the road crying, and I saw it in Smithers when we were gathering up Saturday. I saw when it just kept building and building and more trucks kept showing up. I just saw people crying because it's tears of joy, but it's also the sadness for what our country has become. And so there is a chance to turn this thing around. I want to ask you what you see happening in the next week or two in Ottawa. I mean, nobody knows the future exactly, but what are your hopes and expectations there?
Well, our hope and expectation is that the every mandate gets lifted, and it's not just going to be Canada. This is going to be every province. I think we're going to be, and I'm speaking a little bit off cuff here, maybe with the organizers, but we are they're organized with the MOU. I don't know exactly what that is again, but they got all these signatures that they're delivering. That's being worked on by the lawyers. The organizers are going to be organizing this rolling convoys or rolling protests, but at the same time, we're doing logistics to make sure the guys that are in behind the graders and the excavators, that they're getting fuel, they're getting food. And you know what? As of right now, we're not running out of food because people are coming from all over, bringing barbecues and barbecuing food right beside our trucks. And yeah, it's just unbelievable. We haven't even had to bring food from the big staging yard, where we got 53-foot trailers full of food and drinks. The 2 big tents set up. It's unbelievable. It's just this is huger than Prime Minister Trudeau thinks, and this is huger than the Liberal Party. This is unbelievable.
That's awesome. Well, we are not a fringe minority. We are not people with unacceptable views. Views, by the way, the Prime Minister should realize, are acceptable in Canada. And that is what democracy is about, the opportunity to exchange views and try to persuade in a peaceful manner, not by oppressive mandates, but in a peaceful manner to try to convince others of our point of view. And that's what it is. And unfortunately, he's taken the approach, and many of the premiers have taken the approach that you can ram something down people's throats. And as they talk about, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. That's what they see coming in the future. But Canadians want to be free and happy and to be able to own things and build things and do things for their children in this country and not be ruled by autocratic despots.
Exactly. Like, everybody's talking about, the society being woke. Well, it's actually, this has woken up society the other way, in the right way, that we need to be out smiling. We need to be out giving hugs. When I'm walking, I took a bit of a break during I can't remember what day it was. I think on Saturday. And I said, I just got to go out there and experience what's going on a little bit instead of trying to be the general that's been trying to organize things in the capital. So I walked through the trucks, talked to a bunch of the truck drivers, and shook their hands and said thanks. And these are all guys that started in Fort Erie with me. I hadn't had a chance to meet in a day and a half. And there's people walking around. There was a young couple that the guy handed the truck driver that I was talking to. It says, "Can you sign my football?" He's getting autographs from the truck drivers.
Yeah,
And then
wow.
and then his girlfriend, fiance, I wasn't sure what she was. It's like, she's a nurse. She had the nurse uniform on. And I'm like, "You're a nurse. You're not working, aren't you?" And I said, "We're doing this for you." And then, when the boyfriend got done getting that football signed, I'm like, I'll sign it for you too. I'm one of the truck drivers. He looked at me and he said, "You look familiar." I said, "Yeah, I'm Harold Jonker." And he just went all funny. So I signed his football, and then his girlfriend's like, "Can you sign my sweater?" And I said, "Yeah, and I'll give you a hug if you want it." So I got a big hug from her, and she's kind of standing there waiting for me to sign her uniform. And I said, "I can do it on the back, nice and big." And she turned her back. I wrote my name on there. It's just, so that's going to be on somebody's wall. Like, this
Oh,
is just
well,
unbelievable.
that is amazing, Harold.
Yeah.
Well, I know you squeezed this time for us, and you got to get back to Ottawa. You got a lot of things to look after, and I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to speak to our members and viewers and listeners. Anything you want to say that we haven't covered yet? I mean, there's so much, but go ahead. Closing remarks?
All I want to say is to all the CHP members, um, we know where we stand. Your support has been unbelievable over the last 30 years. Some members and I just want to encourage everybody to keep proclaiming His word. Be encouraged by the fact that the Lord does bless us in ways we don't understand. I actually did get a friend of mine sent me a picture, and a person said, "Prime Minister Harold Jonker for Prime Minister," and I'm like, "No, that's Rod." Um, and But it's just been unbelievable. My brother, and I'll be honest with you, it's been pretty discouraging the last three elections to see the numbers go down. But I think our numbers are going to go up. We just need to continue to trust Him, continue to proclaim the truth, and who knows what happens.
Yeah.
Rod Taylor for Prime Minister might happen, and we're looking forward to another few days of a zoo. And I just want to say, I know the CHP members are praying for us, and the churches are, and we need those prayers more than anything else. That's the most important thing. So I just want to end off with a little thing here. Our national anthems being sung as much as we can get it to sing. I got good captains still sitting in the truck convoy, making sure that that's happening. And I want us to remember that in the first verse of there's a command from the Lord. We stand on guard. That's a command. We are called to stand on guard. And there's a prayer: God, keep our land glorious and free. Yeah. What more beautiful thing can we say than that? So yeah. Thank you, everybody, and God bless.
Yeah. Well, Harold, thanks for taking the time to be with us today. God bless you. Keep you safe on the roads, and watch over the work that's going on in the Capitol. We are looking forward to seeing how the Prime Minister, when he comes out of hiding, how he responds to this. Like, all the things he said in the past are being shown to be inaccurate. And he's going to have to deal with this in some way, shape, or form, or the members of his caucus are going to have to deal with it. We're not sure, but the ball is rolling now, there's a lot of momentum, and it's a time for the people of Canada to stand up and say, enough is enough. We want our country back. So we stand with you, Harold. Thank you for being there. And to all the truckers there, we want to thank every trucker, every person who took time to drive up there. And I know some even got within 20 kilometers of the of Ottawa, and they couldn't go any farther and had to go home. But that's the size of this movement. So
yeah, and I just want to also say that the emotions have been unbelievable, but just when there's people out on the hill supporting us, that's just going to keep this thing going. And like I said to Sean Hannity, it's like, I don't think our prime minister understands trucker drivers. First of all, these guys they can't work. And secondly, our bed's right behind us. So, we're not leaving. We got nowhere to go, and we got our home right with us. So he's got to listen. And, I had one lady say, why didn't you do this earlier? It's like, we did. They did it in the summer. But, that was, I can't remember why. But this time, Canada has shown to us that this is needed. So we are not leaving. And we believe this is, we're firm that this is going to work. It's just we
awesome.
Pray that people humble themselves and look to the Lord and for guidance, and that we have our leaders and say, yeah, we need to move on.
Thank you so much, and don't forget, if you run into someone that has that clip, I heard little bits of what you were speaking on the hill, but it was the camera was not pointed at you. There was other stuff going on. I heard good things. I heard the Christian Heritage Party mentioned, and I'm grateful for that. So as leader of the Christian Heritage Party, I stand with you, and our party, our people stand with you for freedom. So God bless you, Harold. Thanks for joining us today.
All right.